Alrighty, good morning, everyone, and thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us here. This morning, I'm joined by Jeremy Roodhouse from Legacy Lock, and we've got some fantastic information to share with you today that I'm really excited to get to. Um, we're going to go over a few highlights about IAMS here. I don't know if all of our agents on the call here today are familiar with some of this, so. Um, got a few things to go over. Why agents love working with us over here at IAMS. If anytime throughout the presentation you've got a question, go ahead and pop it into that questions box. You don't have to necessarily wait till the end, but we'll get those questions answered for you. We'll also have 3 poll questions here for you today, so please do participate in those. When you call over to us here at 800-255-5055, remember you're always going to get a live person and never have to deal with the dial by name directory. And that's how we kick off our best in class customer service, answering that phone with a real person. And maybe it's not the person that you're calling for, maybe it is, but if not, you're going to get transferred right over and we'll get you taken care of. So a few reasons why agents love working with us, starting off with our new producer builders. Our new producer builders program is for those of you who are new to IAMS. These bonuses are available based on your production level in your first 180 days of contracting with us. We have different levels that you can qualify at, and as you can see inside each level are some great options for you. We've got incredible business building tools, personal perks for you, and even cash rewards available. If you would like to know where you stand towards your new producer builder, or if you would like to have a conversation about how to achieve the next level, please just give me a call. Another business builders program that we provide for our agents is our referred producer program. I see a couple advisors on with us today that have already taken advantage of this program. Our business on the wholesale level side of the industry is similar to yours in the field, and that one of the best leads we can ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. This is why we want to make it worth your while to refer a producer with us. When you refer a producer and they get contracted, we are going to cut you a $50 thank you check. Where the real money comes in is as your referral writes business, you're going to receive an override on that. Our ownership team, Charles, Steve, Curtis, and Chris, sign checks for thousands of dollars every quarter. If you can think of anyone that would benefit from doing business with our team, please type their information into that questions box, or you can certainly email me with their information. Below the referred producer program is our marketing reimbursement program, which is the most popular program here at IAMS. For every $100,000 in FIA premium, you're going to get $100 deposited into your marketing reimbursement account. And why this is so popular and lucrative for our advisors is that we truly do consider this to be your money. We have the flexibility on what services and when and who to use these funds with. It is your marketing reimbursement, and we don't tell you the vendors that you have to use or anything like that. We do recommend vendors that we partner with and leverage reduced rates and preferred service. We also have our creative team here to create a marketing strategy and provide in-house services. If you'd like to know how much is in your marketing reimbursement account or have a conversation about how to utilize it, just give your sales director a call here at our office, and we'd love to speak with you about that. Next is our back office support team. This is another way that we add value to your business, and this is a core value of IAMS and how Charles Hiring founded IAMS years ago. We want to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder. We're going to do that with our great business building tools and resources, and of course, our advanced case design assistance. We assist with life and annuity quotes. We're going to get you those illustrations that you can request within 24 hours. Really, you're going to receive it much quicker, usually within the hour. Submission to commission support is handled by our new business teams. Mackenzie heads up the annuity team and Michelle heads up the life side. They have fantastic teams who work tirelessly every day to help you get that commission quicker. We're also going to scrub applications, submit them on your behalf, and do the administrative tracking and get you updates on those cases as needed. We do this to ensure that you do get commissioned as quickly as possible. This is a service that we provide to all of our valued producers, and it's a way that we help you grow your business by keeping you in front of clients while our team handles that back office support for you. Next up is our IAMS website. This is a great tool for our producers to use and another reason to work over here at IAMS. Once you are contracted, you're going to have full access to everything you see on this slide. There's so much more at imsinc.com. So if you haven't registered for our website, it is very simple to do so. When we're done with this call, go ahead and create an account, and we'd love to see you on there. There are a lot of great resources that are available to you, including illustration tools, online forums, product grids, and news. Industry updates are also out there for you. So, as I'm sure you're all aware, technology is where the industry is going. And with our Luma platform, this is our newest partnership to streamline the application process. Most of our carriers are now on our Luma Firelight E platform, so you can go onto one site to submit your business there. Some carriers are going to eApp only for some of their production lines and will also offer extra comp for utilizing the eApp platform. Make sure you ask your sales director before you submit a paper app because you can earn extra money by just completing and submitting it through the eApp portal. Earlier, you heard me mention our creative team. So we do have a full in-house creative team here for your business. We've got turnkey items available for you out there. Many of our sales resources are white labeled, so we can simply impose your contact information and your business logos onto it. And speaking of your logos, if you haven't created a full customized brand for you and your agency, we can certainly help with that through Agency Solution. Name recognition grows your natural market organically, and digital marketing solutions are a very popular topic around here at IAMS. We can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, and much more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information. So making sure you are accessible and represented in those marketing lanes is very beneficial to growing your business. You can reach out to me when this webinar concludes to talk about how you can access the IAMS creative team, and we can certainly get the ball rolling for you there. We also offer a complimentary marketing analysis for agents looking to explore new sales ideas and programs. Whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned producer, this free assessment can help you boost your business with insights on your website, digital presence, branding, and current marketing activities, as well as recommendations on trusted vendors for everything from lead generation to seminars and social content. So definitely reach out to your sales director to get started with that if you haven't already. And from here, I will go ahead and pass it off to my sales director, Laura Johnson, to chat a little bit about our IAMS Wealth Management and Academy programs.
Good morning. So I just want to talk a little bit about IAMS Wealth Management. It is our sister company. For those of you who don't know, back when the DOL was looming over our heads, Stephen Charles pulled the trigger and said it was time. So we do have an RIA just a couple blocks down the street from us, and we really think it's valuable for the agents as if you're going into a household to do some annuity business, you know that the insurance carrier is only going to take maybe 70% of the client's net worth. So what I like to talk with my advisors about is if you only can take 700,000 of the million, what are you doing with the other 300,000? We want to provide solutions for you in regards to that. So two different things with IAMS Wealth Management. Number one, if you're 65 registered, great opportunity to just join up with IAMS and keep it all in one house. But then you've got those people who maybe you don't want to get your security license, or maybe you're studying and you missed the exam the first time and you're still studying. We have a client direct program that's available to our agents as well, which I think is a really great opportunity where you can work side by side with our wealth management team. Maybe you're new to the business, don't want to go down that avenue. Maybe you're at the end of your career and that's just not something you want to do. You can work closely with Chad and Zach. You'll handle the annuity part. You can be included in all the conversations, but they can handle the security side of the business for you. I will give you one fun story about this. I had an agent who, while he was studying, ended up stacking up $6 million of AUM under IAMS Wealth Management. And as soon as he passed his exam, all 6 million went straight signed over to him. And so it was a good way for him to work with IAMS Wealth Management while studying and preparing for the exam. And it's just a really great value. And my thought is if you're not doing something with that money, someone else, you're just allowing Ed Jones or LPL or the advisor down the street to come in and potentially steal your client. So I think it's a really great opportunity. So with that, I'm going to launch a quick poll. If you are interested in either the client direct program and or just learning about our platform, answer yes. Isaiah will be sure to get with you following the meeting in regards to getting you connected with the team over at IAMS Wealth Management in regards to that. Again, just a really good opportunity to know that the assets that are there are protected and you're not going to lose them to another agent or advisor. So I think it's a really good opportunity. So with that, I'll go on to the last thing and we'll get you over to the meat of the presentation. If I can get my slides to work. All right, last thing I'm going to talk about really is our Athene, or our not Athene, our life and annuity academies. We've done we're actually having one next week, and this is last one of the year. We've done 5 or 6 of them this year. Great opportunity. It's a 2.5 day training where we bring you in, and it's not annuities 101. It's not life insurance 101. It's going to be in-depth marketing strategies, best practices. You're going to hear from several of our top producers who are going to show what they did to grow their business. They're going to be and even more value than all that. You're rubbing elbows with 40 other advisors and agents who are in the field grinding it every day just like you are. It's just a really great opportunity. It's fun to watch all the agents just bouncing ideas off each other. It's a really great opportunity to really focus and come out pumped up, get some new marketing ideas, learn some best practices, and hear from some of the industry leaders. So I will say that this one is the last time. I throw a poll question. If you're interested in joining on one next year, just go ahead and answer yes. We'll be sure to let you know once we have dates for 2026. Unfortunately, people don't like coming to see us in Nebraska during the winter. It's a little chilly. So this will be the final one of this year, but we'll start them back up probably in late March, early April once the snow and cold go away. So again, if you're brand new to the business, I'll be honest, it's probably not for you yet. A lot of the topics are very in depth and could potentially go over your head. But I think as you grow in the business, or if you're more seasoned or you've been doing this for a little bit, you don't want to miss an opportunity. And you get to come here and meet all the great folks here at IAMS who are handling your business. So, again, if you do answer yes, we'll be sure to let you know when the dates come up next year, as it's a really great opportunity. And with that, we're going to hand it over to Jeremy again. Jeremy is with Legacy Lock. He's going to share a platform that can really help enhance your business, grow your business. So with that, Jeremy, we're going to hand this over to you, and you should be good to share your screen now.
Amazing. Thank you, Laura and Isaac. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Let me just do a couple things. Laura and or Isaac, can you guys see my screen? I just want to check before we kick off. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, you're good, Jeremy. I can hear you just fine.
Okay, good deal. Thank you guys for having us here. I want to give a great big shout out to all of the members of the IAMS team. I always get such a huge warm welcome when I come to the academies and share about the opportunity with Legacy Lock. I personally use IAMS for business that I do, and I just appreciate the feel, the service, all of it so very much. So huge shout out to you guys. And if you're looking for a home, this is a good one to have, and they're going to serve you guys really, really well. So without further ado, I want to share with you an opportunity to help 10x your business. And I really do mean that, because if you've been doing this for quite some time and you've got a pretty sizable book of business and you're looking for another conversation to engage your audience with, this is an awesome opportunity. If you haven't been doing this for very long and you're looking for a pillar for your business to be run on, this is an outstanding conversation that gives you permission to get into the lives and the financial portfolios of everybody that you're going to talk to. And it has to do with what I call legacy planning, but commonly is referred to as estate planning. So without further ado, I'm going to launch into this by telling you just a little bit about myself. So this is who I am, and this is how you can get a hold of me. But my name is Jeremy Roothouse. I'm a veteran of the Marine Corps and Army National Guard. I did 20 years, and then they summarily and promptly kicked me to the curb and said, you need to go. And as I was in the Army National Guard, I started fostering a career in the financial services industry, and I've worked in a number of different areas. And it's been very beneficial because not only can I speak to things like mortgages in the real estate industry, but also everything from property to casualty to annuities, life insurance, and legacy and estate planning. I have 4 kids and almost 3 grandkids, so there is some legacy and estate planning, I would say, wants or desires that I have, because nobody needs an estate plan. You're more than happy to die not having one, but there is a kicker. We actually all have an estate plan, and it's the government's plan for when you die. And if this was a more participatory format, I could say, what is that plan? And some of you might say, well, it's probate, and that is correct. So you do have an estate plan, and it's called probate. And every one of your clients that you meet has an estate plan, and it's called probate. And I would venture to say that a lot of them are not interested in probate. So I'm going to give you ways to contact me other than this. There'll be some web pages and QR codes that you can use to get right on my calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and move on here. Legacy planning or estate planning is the single best conversation to be having in our industry. And it's because when you believe that you help people, when you believe that you can make a difference in their lives, that you can inspire them to have a conversation around the dinner table and not the operating table, really cool things happen in your business. It is permission to talk about their family. It's permission to understand what's going on and what they really want to see happen. And so if you can get on board with this, and this is something you believe that you can talk about and be an authority figure, we will help you get there. If this is something that resonates with you, let me know. You need to connect with me, and we will work on implementing how to do the legacy planning process, which is what we teach, into your business. So in this presentation, my goal is to give you value, and that looks like more money, more leads, and less work. So if your hand immediately shoots to the sky and says, hey, that sounds like a great idea, I would love more money, more leads, and less work, then listen up, because here we go. But here's the key. I need you to ask yourself, where does Legacy Lock fit into my business system? So how do you currently do what it is that you do? Somebody's off mute. How do you currently do what it is that you do in your business? Where do your leads come from? What system or process do you walk people through? Do you have a checklist? And currently, is estate planning or is legacy planning just simply on that checklist, but you're farming it out to an attorney or you're farming it out to a friend, but there's no reciprocal relationship with that? I'm getting some feedback. I don't know if everybody else is, but Isaac, if you guys could mute, I think that's you in the background. All right, I'm going to plow ahead. But where does Legacy Lock fit in my business system? Keep that question in the back of your minds as we go through this. So what is Legacy Lock? The Legacy Lock concierge service. How do we get started? And I'm going to allow you guys to ask some questions. If you have them along the way, go ahead and drop them in the chat. And I'm going to ask Isaac and Laura to help me handle those towards the end. Or if there's one that is particularly poignant to what it is that we're talking about now, go ahead and bring that up, Isaac, and we'll take care of it. So we say that Legacy Lock is everything estate planning is not, but should be. And the reason for that is when somebody goes and gets an estate plan, a lot of times they're coming with this idea that I need to get an estate plan or I need to protect some things, but they don't have the appropriate information in order to really understand what results do they want. So if somebody is trying to avoid probate and they just simply get a will, okay, in a lot of instances, that's not going to avoid probate, okay? Or if somebody says, well, I don't need a revocable living trust, I don't have that much to worry about. And you're in a state where if all you have is $100,000, that might be a probatable instance. So what we try to do is help you and help your clients understand what results do they want. What are you really trying to protect? And our package speaks to each of the items that in general most people are trying to protect. And we do it as a package because we can not only help your clients protect in their lifetime, but also beyond the grave and transfer business interest, real estate and assets from one generation to the next, hopefully avoiding things like unnecessary taxes, the probate process, lack of privacy in that process, and arguments, things like that that may happen in families. So Legacy Lock powers what we call the legacy planning process, which is simply 3 steps. We help people create customized estate documents. We then help them correctly fund their living trust to make sure that everything is carried out according to their wishes. And then we do asset protection and optimization. Now, this is distinctly different from what you're going to find at most estate planning offices. Most estate planning offices do not have holistic financial planning involved, or any financial planning involved in the creation of estate documents. And when you're not creating documents with your financial plan in mind, you're missing out on one of the most important things, which is that second step there called called funding the living trust. Funding is simply taking things and putting them into the trust, or retitling, redeeding, or aligning the beneficiary designations. And then asset protection and optimization should sound very similar to what you do currently in your business, which is help people protect and optimize their monetary resources for the future so that they can get what it is that they're after. So here's the deal. We create customized documents for folks. And when I say we create, we and you are going to help facilitate a conversation that allows the client to interface with our software and create custom documents specific to them. They're going to get a revocable living trust. They're going to get a certificate of trust, a last will and testament, financial and healthcare powers of attorney for both husband and wife, and living wills and advance directives. All of these documents work together to ensure that both in your lifetime and beyond, you are protected and you know who is supposed to speak for, and you've given guidance to those people so that, God forbid, something happen, you're protected and able to have your wishes carried out effectively. I will point out 2 things here: the spendthrift provisions and the special needs provisions. We're the only platform that I know of that has special needs provisions on an online platform, which is a huge advantage for you. In addition to that, if you're working with folks that have minor children, we can help them tailor different provisions so that their kids don't get millions of dollars all at one time, or so that their successor trustees have some more guidance as to what you would like your kids to have at different stages of life. So again, we are not attorneys. You are not an attorney. Well, unless you are, and then you are an attorney. But we're not here to practice law. We're here to help guide. We're here to ask great questions. We're not here to make recommendations, okay? We don't say things like, we recommend that you do this. A lot of times in these situations, people will consider A, B, and C. What makes the most sense to you? So again, the software is allowing the client to customize these things. We are not practicing law. We are not making recommendations. And this is how this process works. Step number 2 is, you see the safe over there on the left-hand side of the screen. The safe is representative of a revocable living trust. If you go and buy a safe, right? Let's say you get a big 100-gun safe at Cabela's or Bass Pro or something like that, and you bring it home and you put it in your house with the help of your 35 closest friends. All that safe is doing, if you don't put anything in that safe, is holding your house down. Okay, it's the same thing with a revocable living trust. If you don't properly fund it, then you've created a tool that's just going to sit in the toolbox and not be used for its intended purpose. So we help in our process, you and your client, properly redeed any real estate, retitle property as needed, and then we also work to make sure that assets are correctly aligned based off of their beneficiary statements. Just because you have an asset and just because you have a trust doesn't necessarily mean that that asset should go to that trust in all circumstances. And so we do some education both with the clients as well as with you so that you can help them do a full beneficiary designations alignment. I will tell you that this will get you the most warm referrals of almost anything that you have been or will be doing, because when you help somebody go through each of their assets and assure them that it's going to the right or going to the right entity, going to the right person, and that they're avoiding any unnecessary taxes along the way, they will tell their friends, Romans, and countrymen all about what it is that you do for them. And then the third step in the legacy planning process is asset protection and optimization. If you look at this list of things here and again, this list could be even bigger. Okay, asset protection and optimization can include things like unexpected lawsuits, catastrophic health events, unexpected death, income optimization, market risk and volatility, and unnecessary taxation. These are the types of things that advisors should be helping their clients with. These are all potential problems, potential issues that could really damage somebody's estate. And you can do an evaluation, an inventory, an audit of all of these things and help them protect against catastrophic health events better. When I say catastrophic health events, two things should pop into your brain: disability income insurance and long-term care. These are conversations that can be had in huge chunks of time for people, right? A lot of times we think of disability income insurance when folks are a little bit younger. A lot of times we think of long-term care when folks are a little bit older. But long-term care could happen as a result of an injury or illness. And now they move from a disability event into a long-term care event. So guys, there's huge, huge opportunities. It doesn't matter whether you're talking with people on taxes or you're a P&C person and you're thinking about opening up your business into retirement planning. Boy, these are excellent conversations to be having with people. And this is where we see the real monetary and revenue increase in people's businesses. This is where you 10x, because you've helped them solve a problem, right? We're going to show you how you make money helping them solve the initial problem by getting their estate documents crafted. And then as a result of that, you have permission to say, have you aligned every aspect of your estate with these documents to make sure that you are getting what it is that you want? And when you bring real value, you will also reap real value in this instance. Last year, we established our Legacy Lock Concierge service because we recognized that not all advisors wanted to be directly involved with the process of customizing documents and creating binders and things like that. So we have a team of legacy planning coordinators that you can refer your clients over to. They're not financial advisors. They're not going to take clients from you. Their whole purpose is to walk them through the first 1.5 steps, right? Because we partner with you on funding, but their job is to walk your clients through the first 1.5 steps, help them establish the documents that they need, and then begin the process of funding that trust as they transition them back to you. So we act as an extension of your business. You make the introduction, we serve your client to help customize those documents, get them printed, and then send them back, and then we transition that client back to you as the authority figure. Okay, it's important to understand that we want to act as an extension of your business, and you should think of us as such. The concierge service intro is pretty simple. You fill out a web form with that client there with you, whether it's phone, Zoom, or in person, and you hit the submit button. We want you to control this because that client is immediately going to get a text and an email. And then you say, hey, Bob, check your text messages. I want you to go ahead and set up and schedule your initial interview with my team over there at Legacy Lock. And this way we abide by the rule of the purpose of a meeting is to have another meeting. So you refer the clients over. You help them understand a little bit about what Legacy Lock is. So you do need to know the platform. Okay? You do need to understand what it is that you're getting and how this fits into your overall business system. You simply fill out the form, hit submit, and then we take over. We do an initial interview, okay? We're going to verify that Legacy Lock is a good fit, answer any questions that they have. We'll set the next meeting, and then we'll begin to collect information. This collection of information turns into a robust fact finder. So whether you have one or not, you're going to get another one, okay? And in the concierge service, you make a $300 referral commission. I'll go over the numbers later, but you make a $300 referral commission. How many of you on the call right now, and I can't see your hands, so you're just going to raise them in wherever it is that you are, but are making $300 to take a fact finder, right? Later on, I'm going to show you how to make $1,175 taking a fact finder, and you're going to love it. Then we conduct a legacy planning interview. We take the payment, and then we're going to generate, ship, and prep the documents. There is one mistake on the slide here. We recently transitioned to a different deed work platform because they can electronically file in almost every state. And rather than $75, it's $299. But everything is nice and neat, and it happens very, very quickly. It usually takes around 2 weeks, maybe 3. And there are a couple of exceptions, but this is a huge, huge benefit to not only your client, but also you, because you can assure and ensure that they funded their real estate interest correctly, and we can help them with that. And then we send funding instructions along the way. After that, we transition them back to you. And what we would like to see is they need to sign and notarize all of their documents. And so we want them to get with you. If you work with people in person, then this is an excellent opportunity to get more referrals and warm referrals, because people have to have 2 witnesses when they wet sign the documents in front of a notary. Well, if you're a notary or somebody in your office is a notary, everybody comes in, you get some new referrals, and you get to share your process with folks that are likely very ideal, because you're already working with somebody that's ideal for you. And then you work with them on the alignment of the beneficiary designations, asset protection and optimization. This is where the rest of your business system kind of takes over and you move from there. Okay, to get started as a licensee, okay, it's $495 annually. So it's a $495 license cost to you, right? This allows you to have a Legacy Lock back office. It allows us to pay you. We track all of your clients through that portal. The cost to your client is $19.95. Now, comparatively, if on the coast, the average cost that we're tracking for this level of estate documentation is right around $10,000 and more. Depending on certain areas, it's 10 to 12. Okay, so if you're in the middle of the country, we see that there are some attorneys that are doing it for less, but you got to check and see what documents are they doing, and is it kind of an a la carte thing where they say, oh yeah, we can do an estate plan, but that estate plan consists of a will, right? And that's it. There are no powers of attorney. There are no other things. This is a one-time cost, $19.95, to purchase Legacy Lock, and the client can make unlimited updates, changes, and do restatements. There's a huge benefit to both the client and to you, because when a life situation happens and they think to themselves, oh, I might need to update my documentation, this is another reason for you to be involved in their lives, and this is another reason for you to have further conversations about working with them on bolstering their financial portfolio. Okay, you receive a $300 referral commission when you refer to the concierge service, the client completes the purchase and the process. Okay, but wait, there's more. We've developed another offer. So you see the licensee offer over there for $495. That's an annual cost. You might be saying to yourself, Jeremy, I run a firm where we could probably bring this in-house and we could be doing some of the work on our own, right? I have a junior advisor. I want to bring people in to my firm, and I want to figure out how to help them grow their business. So this is an option where you can make this a pillar of how you do your business. Normally, we charge for the Legacy Planning Practitioner offer $24.95. Now, that's in addition to your license cost, okay? So all in, you'd be around $3,000. Because you're involved with the amazing people at IAMS, we give a $500 discount for the Legacy Planning Practitioner offer, and this gives you access right away to the concierge service. It also gives you access to the Quick Start course, our Legacy Planning Academy, which is an on-demand training that walks you A to Z through our whole process and system. We do custom onboarding sessions with you to help you implement this in your business right now. And for 1 year, I'll do a 30-minute monthly strategy call with you guys to make sure that implementation is going well. We can work on process improvement. We can work on things like marketing. How do we get this in front of more people? And then we've got 2 times monthly group coaching. Okay, so this is where we get together in our platform and we go over certain aspects, whether it be funding, whether it be language, marketing. Sometimes we'll do whole sessions on just how do we market this? What are people doing that is working using this estate planning or legacy planning conversation? And then we do a quarterly in-person mastermind. You can see the cost for that to the right there is $1,000. You get to come to it at no farther cost to you. and you get an immediate complimentary trust because we believe that you should practice what it is that you preach. So if you don't have an estate plan, this is a good way to go ahead and get yours implemented. Also, with the licensee offer, you do get a complimentary trust, but we hold that back until after you do 5 successful referrals to the program, and then we'll do your complimentary trust as a licensee. The other way that you can participate with us is once you are a licensee, you can come to our Legacy Planning Mastermind. This is an in-person Legacy Planning Academy, so we do A to Z training on the legacy planning process, all the implementation steps. It's also a marketing mastermind, and we do live role play training here. So one of the things that I find in this industry is that people get, quote, trained on something, but they don't go do it. They don't retain the information. And I come from a lot of high-risk training in the military. I was a trainer, and I love it. And role play, putting the person in the seat and having them do it, and having your peers watch and evaluate how you're doing increases retention a ton. So we see a lot of people come out of the Legacy Planning Mastermind really excited, lots of tools from a marketing perspective, and they go back and just crush it, 10x their business moving out of that. So if you become a practitioner, here's the cool part. You can actually make legacy planning a real profit center for your business. So if you say, hey, I want to make this a pillar of how I'm doing my business, you can charge $19.95 and make $1,175 for each fact finder that you take. Now, listen to how I'm saying this. If this is part of your process and this is how you're bringing people into your business, rather than doing 2 or 3 or 4 meetings sometimes and struggling to get people's documents and things like that, what if we gave value up front and we received value along the way? And then we transition into asset protection and optimization, and our average case size for a family is $12, $15, $20, $25, $30,000. This is what we have seen as partners in Legacy Lock, is when we use this system and we run it the right way for the right types of clients, commissions go way up, value goes way up, and the stickiness of the clients is through the roof. But as a practitioner, you could also run a discount. You could call the month of November Estate Planning Awareness Month, and we can work with you on running ads to your current audience about why it's important to get an estate plan taken care of before the end of the year. And you could give a few $100 discount and still make some really nice commissions. This can do things like pay for different staff to maybe do some of this. It could pay for marketing costs. It could also just pay for office costs. It could do a lot of different things. That QR code to the right, guys, will take you to our advisor-facing site. And at that site, you can click either become a licensee or become a practitioner, and you can set up a call with me, and we can talk directly about which option makes the most sense to you. And that's what I'd like to invite you to do, is go ahead and use that QR code, go to our website, and click on one of those options. It's also, if you go to lpp.mylegacylock.com on your computer, you can do the same exact thing. So you can either use the phone and the QR code, or you can go to lpp.mylegacylock.com and you can set up a call with me right away. And we'll talk about how to implement this in your business, because everybody's business is different. Your process is unique, and there is a way to insert this. But again, coming back to my question, should I add this to my business, or am I chasing a shiny object? We want you guys that this resonates with to be purposeful. What's the best way to implement legacy planning in your business? So without further ado, this is me in my natural habitat, wearing double flannels and a camouflage hat and coffee. What questions can I entertain for the group that's here?
As of right now, I'm not seeing any questions in the questions box, but we can give it a couple moments here to see if anybody wants to throw anything in there. While we're doing that, I am going to launch our final poll real quick here as well. If anybody would like more information on Legacy Lock, feel free to go ahead and click yes on that there. Be happy to follow up with you after today's webinar to get you some more information on that. And as I mentioned before, please do enter any questions that you have there in the questions box, and we'll be sure to get those answered.
Awesome. Thanks, Isaac. As we're waiting for those poll numbers to come in, do you have any questions that come up? Because I know you're helping advisors every single day implement things in their business and tailor marketing strategies and stuff like that. Does anything come to your mind that might be valuable for the group?
I think you did a great job of covering just about everything. I know this is something that I'm eager to start having more conversations around with my advisors. So I think this was really informative, even for myself. So I don't have anything that comes to mind right off the top of my head, but I think that was really great.
Awesome, amazing. Um, I will share a couple of things here. Um, Court Pitcher is one of the partners of Legacy Lock, and one of his largest referral partners is a funeral director. And we didn't figure out that that was going to be the case when he went out and said, "Hey, this is what I do." But people like funeral directors, tax attorneys. I've got a referral partner at a assisted living facility. There are lots and lots of folks that meet people that are dealing with life situations where financial planning is not necessarily what it is that they want to talk about. It's a piece of the pie, but the initial frustration or the initial problem that people are wanting to solve is, what do I do now? Because there has been a death, there has been a disability, there is a long-term care event, and having this conversation so that you can address the emotions that are already going on inside in these situations is huge, right? And you can't be all things to all people, but being able to say, well, one of the things that I work with folks on is estate and legacy planning, and if you don't want things to go the way that they went with grandma, then or mom or dad, then this could be something that you guys might want to take a look at. I'd be more than happy to do a consultation with you. Right. So I find that this is just such a easy conversation to pivot into every aspect of, from me being on the ski slopes or me being in town to specifically going in and meeting with the future referral partners. It's really, really fantastic. So that's the instance that I'll leave you guys with. It also makes an outstanding seminar or workshop topic. If you're somebody that does like to speak to people, this is a great, great topic to put in front of people, and it does generate backsides in seats very easily, and it's a very warm conversation to have. So without further ado, Isaac, I'll turn it over to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks again, Jeremy. I'll go ahead and end this poll here. We got some good responses on that. I still don't see any questions in there, so I'll go ahead and wrap up our presentation here by sharing my screen again. So as always, please do feel free to connect with us on Facebook and LinkedIn. We would love to see you on there. That's a great way to kind of keep up to date with what IAMS has going on, whether it's new products, new marketing programs, anything like that. We're always posting and active on Facebook and LinkedIn, so that's a great way to stay in the loop with what we have going on there. And then lastly, if you have any questions, there is our number and our website. Please feel free to reach out to us there. And thanks again for joining us today. And thank you, Jeremy, for taking some time out of your busy schedule to hop on with us today. I know we'll have you out at our home office next week for our academy. So looking forward to seeing you then.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Isaac. Appreciate you guys.
You bet. Have a great day, everybody.